Good evening. Today is Tuesday, January 29th, 2013, and you're watching the Jessa Channel on YouTube. I'm Jessa, and today we're back in Acanthop Isle. Specifically, we're here at a lot that you guys have not yet seen up close and personal. This is the new bed and breakfast in Acanthop on the mainland here. And it's owned by one, let me just scoot in so you guys can see her nice and up close. The fire starter of the mainland, Ash Martins. Ash was given to me by El Conejo Rules. Thank you very much in response to my request to send in a sim on my first episode of the Jessa Show, which is on my channel. You can go check that out. The playlist is on my channel. And thank you, El Conejo, once again for sending in Ash Martin, who is literally a fire starter. We're going to see how that works out. The fire department will be busy. She has a penchant for fire. I'm also thinking about making her my first evil witch. And over here we have Hunter Drew, a sim that I made in order to kind of fluff out the population a little more. He's looking down because you can't really see his cute face, because Ash was just arguing with him and she won, so it looks like that's why she's kind of happy, and he's looking a bit pouty there. He's an absolute darling. I don't know much about him, so we'll find out about him as we go. Also down here, sitting on the ground, kind of just behind Ash, is another sim given to me by Starling, Jane T. Bell here. And, there we go. Looking really cute there. And Starling, I just wanted to let you know that I got her hair that you sent her with, so I'll change her hair when I get a moment. But anyway, she's hanging out here on the ground with the last resident of the bed and breakfast here, which is Sophia Jared Hemingway. I love that name. For once I came up with a name that didn't sound dorky. That's nice. For once. And she reminds me a little bit of the character Amy Farrah Fowler. Not in looks, of course, but in her how I see her as a person. So yeah, she's got a very cute little nose ring that you can see just there. And awesome glasses and a great outfit that I found deep in the recesses of my cast full outfit area there and Creative Sim. And let me give you a little quick tour of the bed and breakfast and how things are going to be laid out. On the ground floor here, once again, as per usual, plastic box is amazing in being able to fit a great amount of detail and usability into a small space. So this lot is, I believe it's a 3x2, 2x3. Is that right? Yep, 2x3. And I think I'm going to make this back room here, empty back room behind the front room with the fireplace, into another bedroom. The front room here will probably be a games room or some other place like that. Then you have the kitchen, the dining room area here. I will be redoing this lot. Have two more bedrooms up here. This main bedroom here, this larger bedroom, will be for the owner of the bed and breakfast. And then I will have full beds and single beds depending on in these rooms, so that some people will rent a room, share a room. Then you have another reading area back here, which will be quite nice when I'm done with that. And I like this lot because, like I said, it's more or less ready to play. Throw some beds in there and you're ready to go. Over here is a neat little attic area that Plastic Bot put in, which is really nice, that I'll probably turn into, gosh, I don't know, any ideas for what that could be? I mean, I suppose I could just keep it in attic space, but I, of course, since this is going to be a large B&B, I think I'll probably end up making it into another bedroom. And we have one small single bedroom over here. It will be very cheap to rent on a per weekly basis. Area out here. This is an outdoor patio. Let me show you this underneath the roof line there. So that's just great. I love that. Oh, Plastic Box is just the best ever. Anyway, so this, once again, an amazing roomy lot fit onto a relatively small space, and We're going to head over to the prison now, and I'm going to show you how that's running. For those of you who were in the live simming session this weekend, once again, thank you for coming, and you guys will have seen some of this, but I'm going to go ahead and we're going to run a day through the prison and show you guys how that works and how the sheriff plans to keep the miscreants of Acanthop in line, including Ash, who I'm sure will probably have her day or two in prison after she gets caught lighting somebody's joint on fire. That sounded wrong. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean it like that. Anyway, so yeah, I will see you over at the prison in just a few moments, and I'll show you how that's all gonna run. And we are back here at the prison, all ready to go. Let me give you a quick tour for those of you who were not in the live simming session this weekend. Now, I want to warn you before I show you this room. At the request of a viewer, I am warning you that there is a possibly traumatic item in this room. So I want to warn you ahead of time. I'll also put this in the description. I'm unsure as to whether I want to keep this item in. I'm on the fence. I'm thinking about using a cow plant. But this is the interrogation room, and I'm going to show you how this works by sending our new prisoner, Captain Tiberius Horngold, who was given to me by Darby. Thank you very much, Darby, for this sim as part of, as I mentioned, my call out to viewers to send in a sim on my first episode of the Jessa show. And here is the Wall of Shame. These walls are by Fancy Lamb. They are called the Jailhouse Height Chart Wall by Fancy Lamb, available at Mod The Sims. And we're going to put Captain Horngold right up there and have the sheriff take a picture of him. And then Captain Horngold is going to have to go over here and sit in the lie detector chair and see if the sheriff can get the truth out of him about why he was smuggling booty over the border. And over here is, should a sim do the unthinkable and be caught, which is murdering another sim, poison or guns or something of that horrible nature, and they may have to sit in the chair, which I have to admit is amusing but might be a bit traumatizing, so that's why I wanted to warn viewers of that. This is the dog cleaning washing station, and our newest resident is this wonderful, beautiful Doberman Pinscher here, whose name is Tiny. And unfortunately, the game cannot really display the size of this dog as I imagine him in my head. But yeah, he's a very big dog. And over here is being loved up by Constable Jeremiah is a German Shepherd, a real beauty, and her name is Sequoia. And I love that name. Wonderful. That name is actually contributed by my husband. So, let's see. I've shown you the Dungeon of Shame. And here we have our first prisoner. This is, as I mentioned, Captain Horngold, who is just enjoying a delicious and not very satisfying drink here. This is what's manufactured, or what comes up when you click on the prisoner token. The basic way that I'm running the prison is very simple. You can do a very complicated prison if you want. The same with the school. And once again, for those of you guys who've not heard this already, these mods are from SimLogical by Inge, I-N-G-E, Inge at SimLogical. And that site is still available, so Google it. Or go over and check my Sims 2 mod list at thejessachannel.com/Sims 2 mod list. And the main part of the prison is this prisoner token here. And putting this up on the wall allows you to, the first thing you'll see when you put up a prisoner token, and I'll show you a blank one so you can see what I'm talking about here, is, here's a prisoner token. I only put it out when I need to put a prisoner in there, otherwise I take it down off the wall. So here, you can click on it, and the first thing you'll see is it says sentence, and then it gives you a list of your families in your hood. So if I wanted to sentence Cecil, that's a word for you. If I wanted to sentence Cecil, I would just click here and he would appear underneath the prisoner token. From that point on, he is part of the family while he's a prisoner. So you can see here that Captain Horngold over here is considered to be part of the family. And that means that you can give him commands and that kind of thing. My prison is very simplistic, as is my school, because it's basically considered to be a little county jail. It's not a huge prison. But if you wanted to make a very large prison, there's all kinds of things that come with this prison sentence, including a penal career to put your Sims in, so that you could have huge prison blocks and move the prisoners throughout the day, so that some of the prisoners are going over to play basketball, for example. Some prisoners are going over to lunch. You can have some prisoners will also try to escape. Let me just show you here what is happening. Captain Horngold has got his autonomy on, and he, in his thing here, it says plan escape. And basically, from what I understand, that means that the prisoner will attempt to make some keys. And if they get a certain number of keys, they can then escape their jail cell. I'm going to leave that on for now to see what happens, because I'm curious about it. I've never had a prisoner try and escape. I have had a jail set up with SimLogical mods before. I'm not sure if it's going to work, though, because I have locked this door, and I'm using a slightly different door than is recommended to use with the SimLogical prison system. And I just have this locked for all Sims. But that's basically the long and short of it. The quickest way to learn how to use this is just read the directions at the SimLogical site, and they're fairly straightforward. All I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the prisoners. I'm not going to have my prisoners go out of their cells. They will serve their sentence in their cells. And the first thing that my husband asked me was, well, how do they get exercise? And that's what yoga's for. They can do yoga, they can meditate, they can read on their bed. So I don't see any reason to let them run about. The only thing is when their social gets very low and they start to complain about that, then the sheriff or the constable will go in and talk to them, perhaps picking a fight with them, I don't know. But anyway, to raise their social enough so that they don't complain so much. That's basically the long and short of it in my prison as far as the prisoners are concerned. Because we put Captain Horngold into the prison without going through the justice system of Acanthop, which doesn't exist yet because we don't have a judge yet, I'm going to just keep him in here for 3 sim days, and then I'm going to let him go. But if we had taken him to court, which is the court is in the Elder Council, the Elder Council Hall, which is over on Acanthop Isle. And I've showed it to you a couple of times, but we haven't done a quick run through of that. But anyway, there will be a courthouse, and sentence will be sentenced to the number of days that they're going to be in jail. We're doing it the hopscotch way, though, because we don't have that yet. All part of the fun of setting up a hood. Now, over here is the sheriff's, and I showed you this when I was setting it up, the sheriff's area here, 2 computers, a security system, and a lot of different security systems here on the wall. And then upstairs is the robot making bench. I also showed you guys in the live simming session about how the sheriff can get fun by throwing knives into the target board here. And then here is the sheriff's very swank apartment area up here that he shares with his brother Jeremiah. And it occurred to me while I'm in here that I forgot to give the sheriff a sink to wash his dishes. So I'm moving the small refrigerator over. And for those of you guys who've watched this for a while, you know that I do not like to use tall refrigerators, so I use that small modded refrigerator, which allows me to access all the regular aspects of a refrigerator. which is available on Mod The Sims. And I just want to put a basic sink in here. This sink is by Forever Sim Fantasy. It's from Kitchen 4, their kitchen number 4 set. And I use it quite a lot. I like that it has a little draining board. That's one of the reasons why I like that sink. I don't often put appliances such as trash compactors and dishwashers into my kitchens. I don't know why. Just because it just... I don't know, I suppose I like the animation of The Sims washing dishes. This is coming from a woman who absolutely detests washing dishes. I hate washing dishes. I think because I had to do it too much as a girl, so I really, really dislike it. And since I do like to cook, I do most of the cooking and my husband does the washing up usually. Okay, so we have the lot ready to go. Everything should be set up, so let's run through a day. It is currently 3:58 p.m. in Acanthop, and our prisoner is planning escape, and he's going to clean up his, or no, finish his food. Good. And that drink does not fulfill hunger very much, so I can tell him to clean it up. I'm not sure if he can get around it, or if he'll just keep picking it up and drinking it, or if he can get around it and get into bed and out of bed. And I'm going to have the sheriff, who I want to, actually, now that I think about it, while he is during work hours, while the sheriff's office is pretty much open for business, as it were, for people to come round, for him to call up people to come round, whatever, I'm going to have him in his sheriff outfit. So I'm going to use the Gussy Up plugin to put him into his sheriff's outfit. One of the benefits of the Gussy Up plugin by Christian Love is that it allows you to just grab any sim and change their clothes without having to buy the clothes if, for instance, in this case, he would have already had that in his outfits. So, trying to think if I have... yeah, here. There you go. Sheriff's outfit. Unfortunately, watch me not remember where I got that from. I believe it's from Mod The Sims. Perfect. Yay! And it's gonna give me the rest of the categories, and I'm just gonna X out of them because I don't need to fill up the rest of the categories. The neat thing about this, though, is that when a sim ages up, you can just do this in one fell swoop, get them all new clothes, if you want to play it that way, and don't want to go out shopping. And there are times, even though I love going to community lots, where I just am not interested in going to a community lot. I just want to get the sim in their clothes and get her done. So he's looking pretty snazzy. I like that. That's a nice outfit. I think I'm going to take a quick picture of that. So one of the most important things that the sheriff does is that he trains attack dogs. And this is Tiny. So the first thing is to get Tiny some commands. The most important thing is to get him to come here. Let's see if... Oh, and what Tiny is chewing on so arduously there is a doggy bone, which also ups his hygiene. So I love it that Tiny didn't come here when he called. Okay. So there we go with that. And I'm going to have Jeremiah. Actually, Jeremiah has a job now. And he works from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. as a security guard. And the way I'm playing that out, the career that I gave him is just the normal Maxis policeman's career. And so I basically assume that this is the time when he is out doing his rounds and keeping an eye on the neighborhood and that kind of thing. So, in the meantime, I'm going to have Jeremiah raise his body skill. And I just feel, it's just amazing. Look at him. This is what hard time is in Acanthop. Oh, I just love it. He has nothing to do but eat his food and daydream and while away 3 very boring days, including when he has to go to the restroom. He has to just go. I have to admit that I wanted to keep that a little bit private, but it's a lot better for for storytelling purposes is what I'm telling myself. But it's also just easier for me. If you remember, I had a wall across the front here, but it was so tedious to take pictures. Oh, that I took the wall down. So yeah, it's pretty cruel. The prisoners have to go to the bathroom no matter who happens to be visiting the sheriff's office right there. They don't have any privacy whatsoever, so don't do crime, okay? Crime's bad. I want to see if he's still training. Yeah, he is. And I'm going to keep the walls down while I go up here because it's just easier for me to see. Because, you know, I spend so much time decorating a place, I like to keep the walls up just to see. At least partially up just to see. So what am I doing here? I am trying to get Jeremiah to head over here and start working out. Interesting that he had a choice that he could offer lessons to Tiberius. But I wanted them to bond a little bit with the dogs. I'm a huge animal lover, so I just cannot do anything mean to my dogs or cats in the game. And wow, he's got a... I've got to make a mental note to change his... I won't be able to stand that. Let me change his clothes. I'll be right back. So it just occurred to me while I was changing his clothes that I needed to have him do his job first of processing the naughty pirate captain. So the first thing to do is I'm going to take Tiberius, and by the way, whoever gave that name in live simming, good job, excellent job. I'm going to turn off his free will so that he doesn't do anything I don't want him to do, and I'm going to unlock the door. And I can imagine that I can almost hear one of you guys thinking, why take off his free will? That's the whole fun of it. But I want to get him processed and get him going. So I'm going to take him downstairs and go here. And I'm going to have Jeremiah go here and get them all set. And good job. Now just remember, the next time you see that Juicy, sit back, lay down, moose ears, hands on hill, stand still, crossed arms. I think he would do crossed arms. There we go. And I'm going to turn him around. It's easier than telling him to try and turn around automatically. And snap objects to grid off, if I don't have that already. There we go. And I don't want him flipping to the side. There we go. Although he looks entirely too happy for a guy who's just going to the pokey. And he shall stay in that pose until Jeremiah comes down, and I'm going to have him shoot a picture, do landscape, and we'll just do normal. And I forgot that I have to actually get in here and... Oh, Tiny learned a command. Wonderful. And let me pause. So this is going to be difficult. This is going to involve me going to tab because we're in the basement. So I've just pressed the tab key and I'm pressing the Q key to go down. And then I'm going to press the D key to go to the left, because I'm just trying to get in what I want him to have in this picture. I'm going to go left one more time, and then I'm going to go forward to get out of the wall there. And a couple more D's ought to do it. And let me see if zooming in might help. I think And then that should do it. Let's press the C key. And bring our tab back. That's one of the reasons why I'm not too fond of basements. Let's see if that worked. Okay, he goes through the animation. I love this. I gotta get another picture of this because I just love how happy he looks. He's just like completely unrepentant. I don't care. I'd do it again. I'd sneak booty wherever there was booty to be snuck. To warm up before Let's Playing, I often do tongue twisters to warm my tongue up in an vain attempt sometimes, to keep me from tripping over words, which, as you guys notice, sometimes happens. And it's something that I'm continuing to work on to improve my technique as a Let's Player. And so that's how I'm able to just wing out that last sentence I just winged. Hopefully. And usually I pause when taking pictures, but that would have been, it's just a lot quicker to just do it. And it also shows you guys once again how I take pictures. Okay, so he is doing that. And for those of you guys who haven't used this university camera, let me show you how it works. It's wonderful. As you can see, you can take a picture of, even though the camera's pointing at the sim, it's not necessary for that to be... Whoa! What in heaven's name? Oh my god! Holy crap! He has... Oh no! Oh my gosh! He's nowhere near that chair! Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear! We have a problem! Oh crap! Oh shoot! Okay, first of all, this electric chair is just going to be banished at this point. Oh my god. And I love it how Captain Horngold's just like, hey, what's the matter, dude? You okay? Jeez Louise. Oh god. I have picture time. Oh jeez. I hope you guys are having as good a laugh as I am about this, because this is funny. This is very, very funny. This is what happens when you download dodgy torture instruments. If you're ever up late at night, you're bored, you're just digging through the bowels of Mod the Sims, and you really want to download that super dodgy looking electric chair, don't do it. Take it from me. Whoa! And then he just dived. Oh lord, this is awful. Oh, okay, because I deleted the chair. Oh, and now he has a stuck... Oh my gosh, he has a stuck FX on him. Oh, wow. And then I love it. He's like, you look great. Oh, jeez, this is weird. I probably shouldn't have deleted that chair in the middle of the animation, but this is even better. This episode is presented in parts. To see the next part, click on the next annotation in the top right corner of the video. If the next part has not been uploaded yet, it will be tomorrow. So if you want to see it, subscribe.